This episode of Inside Louisiana Athletics is brought to you by Our Lady of Lourdes Medical Center. Hi, I'm Marcel Johnson. Tonight on Inside Louisiana Athletics, Louisiana football clinched their third straight West Division title this past weekend, as our Darren Walker sits down with head coach Heather Mercedes Fontenot to discuss volleyball's Sun Belt tournament matchup against the Little Rock Trojans. And later, we head to the hardwood and look towards season openers for basketball. But first, head coach Billy Napier is here to talk their dominating win against South Alabama and look ahead to Central Arkansas, brought to you by Sonic. You're watching Inside Louisiana Athletics.
Hello and welcome to Inside Louisiana Athletics. The Ragin Cajuns are Sun Belt West Division champions for the third year in a row after a convincing 38-10 win over South Alabama at Cajun Field on Saturday afternoon. Here now to talk about that is the head coach, Billy Napier. You know, fans, staff, players, I think everybody was kind of waiting all season for that complete game, and I think everybody got their wish granted Saturday.
Yeah, that was a little more like it. You know, I think we got closer. Still got a little laundry list of things that we can do better, as usual. But, you know, overall, I thought the staff did a great job. We had good plans. I thought we were motivated. You know, we had the right frame of mind. You know, that team's caused some issues for us the first couple of years, and it was good to see us respect them and really come out and play well. So implications for the division, certainly a big game, and to see some of our better players play really well, I thought was a good sign.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. The Cajuns coming out in those all-new black unis in honor of the U.S. military, part of Louisiana Salutes and Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Cajuns laying down the law early in this one. The Jags take the ball to start the game, but Percy Butler picks off Desmond Trotter. That set up the offense at the Louisiana 43. Coach, you came out running the football, 7 rushes in a row, but then on 3rd and goal, Levi finds Jalen Williams camped out at the goal line for a quick start, 7-0.
Yeah, you know, throughout the entire day, we got some short fields, you know, maybe because the defense took the ball away or the punt return was significant, you know. But in general, we did have some run-pass option stuff in the first possession, but they kind of spread the defense out and we were able to rush the ball. So it was good to see that. I thought it was by far our best performance up front on the offensive line.
Defense forces a quick 3-and-out. Eric Guerra with a 38-yard punt return to the Jaguar 26-yard line. 3 plays later, Chris Smith finds a gaping hole on the left side of the line, and he wins the foot race to the end zone to make it 14-0. You've used that term complementary football many times, and really this is what it was at its finest.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, really well executed punt return, good concept. You know, we had them pegged in terms of where they were going and their protection and their release lanes. EG did a nice job of attacking the ball, getting it fielded, and then, you know, he's turned into a great weapon for our team. You know, no question that was big. Another short field that we made the most of.
South Al gets on the board with a field goal. We go to the second where you go a little bit more to the air. Khalif Gossett with a 24-yard catch. Elijah Mitchell with a great diving catch to the 5. And then Levi on the bootleg, he goes sidearm to Errol Rogers for the touchdown. And, you know, in the last couple of years, we've seen more of this from guys like Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. So he's got that changing that arm angle to get the ball where it needs to go.
You know, that was actually a copycat play we got from the Seahawks, part of our offseason study. You know, been waiting to break that one out. And, you know, Levi loves Russell Wilson. So it's good to see that one work. You know, we worked hard at it, well designed. You know, I thought good to see. We worked on that one hard during the week, and it's good to see that one work.
21-3 now, Ragin Cajuns. South Al answers with its only touchdown drive of the day to make it 21-10, but the Cajuns seize the momentum right back. Levi finds Kyron Lacey for 17 on a 3rd and 10, and then Chris Smith with a 47-yard run to the South Al 14-yard line. Osiris Torrance and Max Mitchell opening up a big hole for Eli Mitchell for his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah, you go back to that 3rd and 10. I thought was a great route and a really good catch by Kyron. We went incomplete the first 2 plays there, so good to overcome that. And then certainly big play by Chris, great run by Eli. like we said before, veteran players playing their best ball. I thought Cybo and Max, probably the best game they've had this year.
So we go to the third now, 28-10. Cajuns add to the lead. Neil Johnson with a 25-yard catch to get the drive going. And then Trey Regis really showing everyone the total package, the footwork to get through the hole, the stiff arm, a broken tackle. He goes 47 yards to the South Al 10, and then Kenny knocks through the 25-yard field goal to make it 31-10. But talk about the play that set up that field goal, that big run.
Yeah, no doubt. You go back to Neil Johnson. I want to point him out. He's been a great weapon for us the last couple of weeks. And then, Regis, really nifty to get to the second level, and then a great stiff arm on the play. So good to see Trey settling in, getting ready to play well down the stretch here.
Defense continues to play great. Had an interception wiped out because of a roughing the passer penalty. Nevertheless, they do force the punt. The offense takes over as we go to the fourth. Johnny Lumpkin with a 17-yard reception on a 3rd and 2. And then Levi on another boot hits Trey Regis. Trey tight roping down the sideline. Great balance to stay in bounds for a 25-yard touchdown.
Yeah, go back to Johnny Lumpkin, big 3rd down conversion. Johnny played probably the best game on the edge of his career. Got voted player of the game by the offensive staff. So good to see some of these guys that have been around here really improving and playing their best when it mattered the most.
38-10, 11 minutes left, and South Al has already started to kind of pull some of their starters. We did the same thing. Chandler Fields gets in at quarterback. A lot of new faces on the field out there. Maybe didn't perform quite as well as you would have liked, but also really good to get them live reps for those guys.
Yeah, if you think about our season, we played a lot of close games, so some of these guys that are backups and really competitive threes, a lot of these guys that come to work every day and maybe don't get the reward on Saturday, it was awesome to see those guys get to play. We need to finish better, both sides of the ball. But in general it's good to see those guys get the reward of going out there and playing.
7-1 on the season now, ranked in both top 25 polls. Central Arkansas comes to town this Saturday for the season home finale. They are 5-4 on the season, but they've had some common opponents. They played UAB, very tough, actually, only lost by 10 over there in Birmingham. They played Arkansas State. Tell me what you see out of the Bears.
Well, it's a winning program. They've got an extensive history of playing winning football. Their personnel, I think, would be competitive in our league in a lot of spots. So we've got respect for them. We know quite a bit about them. And there's no question they'll come in here and play with confidence. They beat Western Kentucky last year. Like you mentioned before, played UAB tight, played the national champ North Dakota State to a very competitive game. So this is one that we're going to have to make sure we're ready for. I do think the senior day element, is a big deal, and hopefully we can play off of that as well from a motivation standpoint.
Yeah, they're going to bring their A game, their best ball to play a ranked team, and it's their season finale as well.
Sure.
Bears are scoring 32 points a game, and they've caused 23 turnovers on defense, so ball security is going to be a big deal. Yeah,
no doubt. We just talked about that offensively. 23, man, that's an incredible number. So, it's something we're going to have awareness of and going to have to be an emphasis this week for sure.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. As always, again, the Cajuns are 7-1 now, ranked in the top 25. The home finale this week, 1 o'clock on ESPN+, and we'll have all the highlights next week on Inside Louisiana Athletics.
Next on Inside Louisiana Athletics, Darren Walker sits down with head coach Heather Mercedes-Fontenot to discuss women's volleyball upcoming trip to Foley to compete in the Sun Belt Tournament.
Hi, can I get 1 espresso shake and 1 Oreo espresso shake? Is it espresso? Espresso.
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 Espresso. Espresso shake.
No,
Espresso or espresso?
It's espresso.
We're counting down the days until 2021 with our best deals of the year. Get a 2020 Chevy Equinox for $19,988. Or get a 2020 Chevy Trax for $17,988. The countdown to 2021 is on, so come on down to Courtesy Chevrolet in Broussard.
We all have dreams.
I want to dance. I like to build things. I want to explore.
For over 120 years, the University of Louisiana at Lafayette has made it possible for young dreams to become realities. So go ahead, dream big. We'll help you make those dreams come true.
You are UL Lafayette's #1 priority. That's why we're following guidelines set by national and local health experts to protect you during the COVID-19 pandemic. The university is reorganizing rooms and spaces to reinforce social distancing, sanitizing campus buildings, and mandating that everyone wears protective equipment. But don't just take our word for it. Take a look for yourself at some of the many safety measures we're implementing, and you'll see that our priority is you.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. The Ragin Cajuns volleyball team is headed to the Sun Belt Conference Tournament in Foley, Alabama. But before they left, head coach Heather Mercedes-Fontenot stopped by to talk about the tournament, give us a preview. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
17-5 in the regular season, but that slate is wiped clean. Everybody is undefeated and winless at the same time, so it's tournament time. Postseason is here.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting and completely different format this year. They're actually taking all 12 teams, and so it's 4 pools of 3 teams, so we're guaranteed at least 2 matches. We do play Little Rock noon. We're the very first match of the whole tournament, noon on Wednesday. So very excited to get it rolling.
You've had 11 days between your last match, which was on November 7th, and when you play on Wednesday. A lot of time there to, I guess, catch up on some rest, especially considering that you had that 13 set with UTA. I mean, that really took some legs out from underneath you, so a chance to catch up on some rest.
No, it was a good weekend for our kids to have off, and football was at home, so that was fun. They actually got to go to a football game, but no, we've got some kids that have some bumps and bruises along the way, so it was good time off for them too.
You go in as the number 2 seed in the West. Like you mentioned, first up for you is Little Rock, a team that you played in September. You swept them, but it was not the cakewalk that it sounds like. A lot of close sets in that one, that epic 37-35 set. So you're going to have to bring your A game.
No, and I tell you, they're the number 5 seed on our side, but it's just our side is always very, very strong.
Right.
And I just think that it's going to be a dogfight that first round, and it's a 2 versus a 5 seed, but it's not going to be that kind of match, and we're going to be ready for it.
Yeah, then you have Georgia State on Friday, a team you did not play this year. They're 8-9 on the season. But again, this is one of those deals where if you don't bring your A game, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble quickly.
Well, yeah, and we thought for sure we were going to be playing South Alabama, and then Georgia State the last couple of weeks have really been on the rise. So we'll be ready. They're a good quality team, and we're excited to play them.
We've talked about this probably every week all season, but these tight sets that you played in and week out, how do you think that has gotten you ready for what is going to be a tough tournament, especially you keep winning, the games get tougher?
Well, it's so true. And the games will get tougher and everybody's going to bring their A game, right? And for us, we have to go back to most of those tight sets we won. Tight sets, we did win those. And so, right now in practice, we're just trying to keep the girls joyful and keep practice, I don't want to say light, but really lighthearted in a way that, hey, here's what we need to do. It's not like go, go, go. It's like, okay, here's what we need to do. And let's make sure we're doing this. We're sticking with these details. And we're also enjoying this process. Because, again, it's been such a good season, but we haven't had a lot of time to enjoy it. Because it's like, yeah, you win. It's like in quarantine. Yeah, you win. Or not in quarantine, but like go to your room. You don't get to hang out with anybody or whatever. And so I'm hoping that we get a little bit of time this week because we play Wednesday and we're off Thursday at the conference tournament. So we're actually going to get to go and watch games and enjoy ourselves. So it's going to be nice.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot for the time. Best of luck this week. Go get that trophy and bring it back to the set for next week's Inside Louisiana Athletics.
Coming up next on Inside Louisiana Athletics, we head to the hardwood and look towards season openers for basketball.
We're counting down the days until 2021 with our best deals of the year. Get a 2020 Chevy Equinox for only $19,988, or get $11,000 off a 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. So come on down to Courtesy Chevrolet in Broussard.
You are UL Lafayette's #1 priority. That's why we're following guidelines set by national and local health experts to protect you during the COVID-19 pandemic. The university is reorganizing rooms and spaces to reinforce social distancing, sanitizing campus buildings, and mandating that everyone wears protective equipment. But don't just take our word for it. Take a look for yourself at some of the many safety measures we're implementing, and you'll see that our priority is you.
Patty,
100%.
Patty, Patty. The flavor, the way they cook it, the way they season it, the way that it's made. Queso burger.
The health and safety of our students is our main concern. That is why the Office of University Housing and Residential Life has developed new protocols and procedures to strengthen our efforts to protect you during this pandemic. Housing staff is trained and ready to carry out safety protocols and guidelines set by local and national health authorities. All common areas will be cleaned and sanitized often, and no more than 2 residents will share a bedroom and bathroom. These are just a few of the safety measures we are implementing to ensure that our priority is you.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. We are talking hoops again. It is basketball season. 1 week from tonight, the men and women tip off at the Cajun Dome. Here now to give a preview of his team is the head coach of the men, Bob Marlin. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the show. Good to see you again. You guys have been on the court now for about 5 weeks practicing. Just kind of put into words what it's like to be at this point now, because going all the way back to March, I mean, who knew that whether this was even going to happen or not? So to be ready to tip off, that's got to be a great feeling.
It's very anxious at this time because it's been a long journey and it's been a challenging journey. And we have worked hard throughout the off season to get to the court. We've had minor setbacks, and we've had 5 really good weeks of practice during. So we're excited and ready to take the court and play someone else.
You've had a decent bit of turnover from last year's team as far as the roster goes. But like I said, 5 weeks of practicing, you've had a chance to see them work together on the court. Just talk about how things are coming together for you.
Really like our group. We've added some transfers, a prep school student athlete, a high school student athlete, had some guys coming back from injury. We've had a couple more injuries. But the group has meshed well together, and the chemistry on this team is outstanding, better than we've had in the last couple of years, and we're excited to get everyone to the court and compete.
It's a unique schedule, to say the least. The conference games are all kind of double headers on back-to-back days. So, for example, you're going to play Texas State first in conference. You play them on Friday, January 1st. You'll play them again on Saturday, January 2nd. So talk about the challenges that come with that, playing a team twice in a row, sometimes in less than 24 hours.
Well, you have to be creative for sure, and it's something that we've already started with our group, scouting and trying to get ahead for the conference race, especially with the West Division as we play those guys 4 times. But playing twice in 22 hours will create some strategy and certainly some extra game planning for a quick turnaround.
Really, that situation has only come up when you're in a conference tournament scenario or in the NCAA tournament.
Right, and as a coach, I've done it before at other places and played multi tournaments where you would play 2-3 nights in a row, and it's always a good experience. But if you're shorthanded with injury or have a guy sitting out, then it certainly could be a challenge to play those 2 games back to back.
I think I speak for Cajun Nation when I say that everyone is really looking forward to seeing what the team brings to the court. What has you most excited about your team?
Just the size that we have and the character of the young men that we brought in. They're very talented players and with high character, worked really hard together as a unit and feel like we're going to do some special things here over the next couple of seasons.
The 2 familiar faces on this year's team, Malik Wilson and Cedric Russell at the guard position. It's going to be great to have those two guys, experienced guys, talented guys who are kind of running the show for you.
It's always a guard's game, Darren. It's never changed. It's still the case. And Malik was freshman of the year last year. Cedric was a preseason third-team selection, didn't make all-conference. In fact, last year was the first time in my career I've not had a player make all-conference. And a little bit disappointing, but I'm looking for both those guys to really step up. Cedric's going to be a 1,000-point scorer early in the season. And with the leadership he and Malik have provided and helped our other players, it should be an exciting season.
All right, Coach, as always, thanks for the time. Best of luck this season. The season does tip off a week from tonight at the Cajun Dome as the Ragin Cajuns host Xavier of New Orleans.
What is it? Bangin'. This is what I call a bangin' burger. The chilies with the onions and the queso. Boom. Queso knows where it's supposed to be, where it belongs. Queso burger.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, I think I will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
At Courtesy Buick GMC, we're still counting down to 2021. Get $13,000 off a GMC Sierra 1500 or get a 2021 GMC Terrain for $22,988. We're also offering 0% financing for 84 months on select Buick. Courtesy Buick GMC in Lafayette.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. We keep the hoops talk going on the women's side now as we welcome in head coach Gary Broadhead to the program. First of all, welcome to the show again.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited about the season.
You've been on the court now for 4 or 5 weeks practicing, but when you go back and look at everything that's happened over the last 8 or 9 months, and now you're at this point in the season where you're just a week from tipping off, you got to be super excited about the fact that you're going to maybe play a game now.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and exciting the team that we have too. We have a lot of kids coming back that have really, really been working hard. And, it's kind of unfinished business. We were still playing when they shut us down last year. So it kind of carried over our work ethic and our want to compete. And so it's exciting to see that in young women and how excited they are about the opportunity to try to win a championship.
Right. Let's talk about the schedule because it is very unique this year. I talked to Coach Marlin about this a little while ago. You guys are playing basically double headers. So you'll play a game on a Friday night at 6 o'clock and then have to play another one the next day against the same team, possibly less than 24 hours later. Talk about the challenges that's going to present for your staff and your players.
Yeah, I think, because of the COVID, it was the only way that they could try to hopefully guarantee the virus from spreading was to try to do it that way. And it's just a little bit more difficult, I think. I think the scouting part of it's going to be easier. When you go to scout the team, you'll prepare for that team for that week, right, instead of for 2 teams. So that'll make it a lot easier. But, we're so familiar with our conference foes that it was already not that hard to do. But, playing somebody twice in one night and they knowing what you're doing and you know what they're doing, I don't know, and then playing 4 times, that's the thing that I think that kind of threw me off. But, hey, we're trying to get through a season with these, the crazy times and all that, and they're just trying to find a way. And, we're just going to deal with it. We've been dealing with adversity ever since I've been coaching on the women's side. So, hey, it's nothing new, and we'll just kind of get through it and see where we end up. At the end of the day, we're going to be prepared for whatever they throw at us.
Gotcha. Let's talk about your roster. You're coming off a season where you were 19-12. You returned Ty Doucette and Brandy Williams, who were preseason all-conference selections. It looks like this team is going to be deep and experienced.
Oh, there's no doubt. We have just about everybody coming back from last year's team. And You can just see it in practice, something that as coaches we've been kind of waiting on, some leadership and them to take ownership, and they have. The young kids really have it made because they have someone to really demonstrate what we're trying to do, to show that this is what we do here in our program, and they bought in. I think that's the biggest thing. Is we've moved on. I think we're so much farther than we've ever been in the 9 or 8 years we've been here. It's the experience. I talk about talent all the time, and everybody into talent, but I'm seeing as these 9 years experience goes a long way. And we got a lot of experience, a lot of returners that have gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. They've fought it. And so this is a great time for us to see if we can put it together and be the championship team that we really think we can be.
Yeah. One of the trademarks of your teams every year is a tough defense. So you got that going for you, and you're returning your 5 top scorers. I mean, that's a lot to lean on right there.
Yeah, it's exciting to see them in practice too when we scrimmage, but able to make stops and all that. But now we're also scoring with that, and I think that's going to be a big part of. We do have a lot of scorers, It's like sometimes I'm concerned if we have enough balls to go around, because they really unselfish too. I see an unselfish team that wants to win, and so you're going to see some good things on the offensive side. But our defensive side is where it's at for us. We're gonna lock down, and we're gonna try to keep people to low scores, and it'll be some battles. So what better to do that than right now with battling all the other things that we battle in our society right now.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot for the time as always. They tip off with UNO next Wednesday, and we'll have a preview of that game next week on Inside Louisiana Athletics.
To perform, you need speed, skill, strength. With every muscle, every move, you push your body to reach its full potential. But sometimes you just can't push through the pain. That's when you know it's time to address it. So when injury puts you on the sidelines, trust us to get you back in the game. Lourdes Sports Care, the team behind your team.
At Courtesy Buick GMC, we're still counting down to 2021. Get $10,000 off a 2020 Buick Enclave, or get 0% financing for 84 months, or get $12,000 off a 2020 Buick Envision, or get 0% financing for 84 months. Courtesy Buick GMC in Lafayette.
I wonder who thought of the idea to come up with Oreo in an espresso shake, to mix espresso and a shake.
And the ice cream.
You sprinkle some Oreo on top of that, just really gives it that razzmatazz.
Espresso shake. That's good razzmatazz.
Good razzmatazz.
It's great.
I don't even think I can make this at home for $3.99.
No, you have to buy the meat, you have to buy the queso, you have to buy the bread, you have to buy the cheese, you gotta buy the grill, you gotta buy everything.
Queso burger.
Ooh.
Thanks for watching another episode of Inside Louisiana Athletics. Be sure to catch us next week for more Ragin Cajuns coverage. Go Cajuns.